Welcome to Tuesday night. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Meringolo. Thank God it's Tuesday. Offseason on the brink of greatness. Kevin Ricca, speaking of greatness.
I'm just so happy to be here, and I'm thrilled that John's hiding behind the microphone.
I don't know how
for
to
the big reveal.
I don't know how to make it. Like,
the big
it's
reveal.
like I can't see this. I'm like I don't know what to do.
Oh, you sound great. You sound great, and people can see you.
Okay, that's
you
good.
go.
That's good.
It's like you're like the Homer behind
Thank
the
you
bush.
guys for
John's
having me
here,
on.
everybody.
Thank you guys for having me on. Very happy to be here.
Hey, we're happy to have you, man.
Hopefully I don't make a fool of myself, but we'll see.
It's been 5 years.
I know.
This is perfect.
5 years since the last one. So
We look forward to 2030 appearance, obviously. So
Mark it down.
yeah.
mark it down on the books.
And, you know, I can say, I think I speak for us all, Johnny, when I say, especially folks on the board, when I say 5 years ago, if you would have told me we were going to have you on in 5 years, I would have thanked the Lord above.
Oh, yeah.
So really awesome to have
Thanks,
you.
buddy.
That's true, right
Thanks,
there.
what a
Wow.
warrior. And it's fitting that John is sitting in T's chair this evening. T is doing well. I mean, he's fighting the fight, and it's not great, and it sucks. But I heard some life in his voice. He threatened to come to our party this weekend. And hey, listen, he's going through it, but it's going better. And no one can attest more to that than John. You've
That's
been there.
exactly right. And I talked to him last night. Told him I was going to be in his chair, and he said that's awesome. And he's feeling there, and he keeps fighting the fight. That's all he can do.
Yep.
One day at a time, my friend.
Well, it has a way of picking the fighters amongst us, and it has in this case the two of the toughest guys. So we're excited to have you here. I do a personnel note also, and I hate to spring this on everybody. I'm hoping that we'll get them on the board. We did something different this year for a fundraiser. We said someone asked us if we'd be willing to auction off a guest spot on our show one night, and I said, we don't. No one pays for that. And people just come on. But they said it would be. They raised a couple bucks for a good cause. And Matt Harris is going to sit in. He's a diehard Redskins fan. He's come up in a time of Redskins terribleness. I kind of gave him the litmus test. He knows what he's talking about. He's a sports fan. He loves football. So he reached down and gave to a great cause, and so he's pre-qualified as a good dude, and he's a diehard Skins fan. We look forward to chatting with him.
So it's pretty simple. Just beat the shit out of cancer or donate a bunch of money to a great cause.
And you can be on the show.
There you go.
Here we go.
There you go.
I mean, Ken Harris gave us a box of 70s candy, and he did show up, but he was not he wasn't camera ready that evening.
He gave us a little more than that, too.
A lot more.
Yes.
I mean, these endless amounts of giving.
There was
Do you know when he's coming on?
Various candies.
Well, he's on right now. No, he just
gotcha.
didn't want. He wasn't interested.
Oh,
He
gotcha.
wanted to sit down in the green room and just hang out and watch from afar.
Got it.
But Ken, we appreciate having you on this evening. Keegan, I see you. J Dubs, EO, all you good, fine folks out there hanging out with us tonight. Thank you guys so much for just giving us a little Tuesday time. We have two things we're going to do tonight, and when Greg Martin signs in, I'm going to let him in the background lay out a little game we'll play later with this same schedule that we're talking about right now. But we're going to run through the schedule. And we're like, as we said last week, we're just going to talk about the teams that we're playing in terms of what's up, Rhett Hale, in terms of who they gained and who they lost, and maybe at the end come up with a little. Not we're not going to rank them all in that regard, but maybe the ones we thought that are much better, and the ones that aren't, in our opinion, in June. So before we get started there. And we all have you should see, this is like, it's like a test where the teacher says you can write as many things down on one sheet of paper as possible and bring that sheet of paper to the test.
My penmanship is so fine. I would have done so well at school.
I
never once did a teacher ever offer me that deal.
It was the dumbest. I mean, it could work for people who legitimately can't memorize or whatever. But like, as you know, if you write that many things out, it's in your brain.
Sure.
Yeah. And as many times as you write it, it's going to be in your brain. Keep going and keep
if you write it once, it's in your brain and
it's back it up
right there.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I'm writing it anyways.
They tricked us into studying. They tricked us into studying.
That's what happened. And it was
Those
bullshit.
teachers. They did it. I hate it when they do that, but they did it again.
That's why you just go to Kinko's, minimize it 4 or 5 times, then tape the backs of them together, and then do a spiral binder. on a
Ooh.
keychain. Then you
Wow,
put it
that's
on your-
like Spies
you put-
Like
then you
Us
put it on your
territory.
keychain, and then that's how.
One of those like Ocean City like picture keychains where you look through it and it's like
That would be impossible to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, and it's me holding my nuts, giving you the bird.
yeah, you look at it, you're like, what is the square root of? You're like, and it's just Kevin naked on the beach. Like, why am I watching this?
I was kidding about that whole cheat on the test things. You lose,
I'm not gonna get a good grade on
and
this
you're gonna
test.
have a black eye from the thingy, from the scope.
Oh,
I'm gonna put the old school. Yeah, you knew the rest. We got out of the gates pretty fast there.
Mini camp fallout. I guess the thing that sticks out like a sore thumb, obviously, is Noah Brown getting hurt.
God damn
Yeah.
it!
Did they
I
ever
know he had
say
an
what
MRI.
it was?
It's so clandestine. Obviously, when he throws his helmet, he knew.
He knew.
Yeah.
Your knee. It's not good, but it's not good.
I was praying for just like a blown muscle that 3 months, 4 months he could be okay. So, but if it's knee,
On the plus
Sucks.
side, though, McCaffrey looked lights out, they said,
Yeah, well,
after he had to step up. So
which he needs to do anyway.
Mhm.
exactly. So
there's an interesting name that we're gonna get to on this list who remains unsigned that I slipped my slipped a little bit my radar. I don't know. When we get there, we'll mention it. But otherwise, Skins news and notes is pretty much none. Anyone on the board have anything
we're
of
lucky
note?
it was
Well, I
only
mean-
Noah Brown, right?
Yeah, and we're not
Yeah.
going to talk about pending negotiations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And anyone that wants to waste their time doing that, stay on your own text thread messages. I don't want to see it.
They weren't. Neither Adam Peters nor Terry McLaurin were worried about getting a deal done before minicamp. Trust
It's
me.
a hard deal.
Yeah.
Let them figure it out.
Yep.
Jesus H.
And there's harder ones now coming. I mean, TJ Watt is out there. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson is still working with the Bengals. Nick Chubb off the market. But, there's some big names looking for some big money. And Michael
Yeah.
Parsons still hasn't been paid yet. I mean, these are guys who basically said, I'm not playing without a new contract. Again, I don't think their teams were like, we have to get this done by minicamp. But, TJ Watt is a guy you want to have in September.
Similar to Terry.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A couple good guys.
All right, so let's unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about in terms of the team and anything happening, Redskins wise, Commanders wise, football team wise.
I think we're good.
Yeah, all right.
No, we didn't. The three of us did no calisthenics for tonight.
Yeah.
I want that to be noted.
I'll be honest, I've done calisthenics in 10 years. So
No one's believing that. All right, schedule in order of the times we play them. So and this. Let's start with the additions. Actually, let's start with let's just go team by team. That just makes it easier, and then we can move on. We start off in week 1 with the New York Giants. I have slides that show all of our additions, all of the additions without the draft picks. So we'll be adding that little bit of color in there. But here is number 1, New York Giants additions. Did I do this right? Let's see. All right, there you go. Danny DeVito, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, a lot of quarterbacks added, a lot of wide receivers added, some offensive linemen added. Who stands out to you guys?
honestly,
Go ahead, John.
I was going to say the two guys that I stand out to me for them that aren't on the list, they were draft picks, Carter and Dart, and
Scatterboo.
Scatterboo too, but he's lower down the list. They needed DN help because they lost Olajari. If
Yeah.
that's how you say his name or whatever. But those are the two that stand out. I think the quarterbacks will be better, but I think Dart ultimately will be their quarterback at some point.
Yep, first round draft pick, right? Losing Daniel Jones, losing Tim Boyle, losing Drew Lock. I kind of took note of all of the quarterbacks that were let go. It's kind of it's like if you actually do this exercise, like this page on the minus side is just it's so many quarterbacks that aren't playing anywher else.
The recycling of average ass quarterbacks is bizarre.
Sending it to the curb of less, of averager quarterbacks. I mean, it's kind of crazy how many of them there are. And this one, Daniel Jones, Tim Boyle, Drew Lock, no longer in New York. I think Scatterboo. I think people forget about Tyrone Tracy. Is it Tyrone?
Yeah.
Tracy. He had a great year for them. For them.
He was definitely good fantasy wise too. So I know for that point.
And now that Scatterboo is not the commander. I hope he gets knocked on his fat little ass.
Yes.
Been
Oh,
running
yes.
his mouth all over the damn place.
He
hasn't
sure
spent-
has.
You know, I talk about getting humbled by this league.
Oh, yeah.
It looks to me like he needs a couple doses, and I think he'll receive those.
He's going full Colt Brennan style though up there.
He really is.
I mean, everyone. He's a cult favorite.
He is headbutting people. He is. I mean, listen. All right, little chunky man. We'll see how you do in the big leagues.
The New York Giants were terrible last year. I agree with John. Abdul Carter is a great player for them. They already had a couple of them. Thibodeau's pretty good, to very good, and so that makes them better. But listen, they're still the freaking Giants. I don't necessarily.
I do like their D-backs, though. I'm going to say Adebo and Holland, two big signings for them. They spent some money back there, and they look forward to also, not having Adoree Jackson back there as well. They had to fill in and losing Jason Pinnock to San Fran.
Mm-hmm.
So those are just two. Those are two moves that had to happen to fill roster spots at that type of talent level. So
I cut off the Holland. I have it on another one, but I'm not going to put it up because it's the Giants.
And Darius
but he's
Slayton,
great. I love him.
He's a very good player.
I mean,
But they're not a very good franchise.
he is the first of many Miami Dolphin departures that ended up somewhere else. I have Miami at 22 departures and Minnesota at 22 departures. I don't think anyone else departed more guys. I mean, everyone still has 53.
We had some departed, but we brought a bunch of them back.
Yeah, we re-signed a good amount of players.
Because we had a shit ton of departures.
Didn't we have like 30 guys that were like?
It was right around
last year our
something like
departure
that.
list was. I mean, it was the plane on Lost.
Yeah, but we didn't care about those guys. This year
I
we
know.
cared about some of them.
They were on the island. No one was even worried about them. Let's get rid of the Giants. I believe our next
rid of the
opponent is
Giants.
Green Bay. Let's talk about
Yes.
the Green Bay Packers. Where are we at, Green Bay? Oh, my goodness gracious. I'll tell you what.
Ken, watch your language. John's here.
I know. I don't have a Green Bay one.
Good.
You didn't do one?
There's not a bunch of them.
No, yeah.
It's
not
super
much.
tight, right?
I'll tell you right now. 3 rookies on the offensive side, and then 3
Yeah.
losses. 2 on the offensive side. AJ Dillon is a big deal for them.
This
Yep.
is why I couldn't. I remember why I don't want to put this on the screen.
Yeah,
AJ Dillon.
exactly.
AJ Dillon was a big loss, right?
Yeah.
Jair, however you want to say his last name, Alexander. Jair. He hasn't played a lot, but when he plays, he's very good. For
And
them.
that's exactly what Mark Murphy said. He was like, he's a superstar. He's only played half our games. We're not letting him go because he's a problem. We're not letting him go because we don't think he's great. We're letting him go because he's only played half our games. That's it.
Mhm.
I like that answer. It's clear and concise. Bro,
Yeah.
we think you're great. We think you're a great guy, but you play half the damn game. Sorry.
Did you say this just now? I don't want to. That of all the players that left Green Bay, only one player didn't sign somewhere else.
I did not say that.
That
That was
was
not my information.
okay. I thought that maybe I was.
I did not write that on the side of an
Well,
index card.
Alexander hasn't signed anywhere else yet, so he's one of them. But most of the
I-
guys have
they just
resigned.
Yeah,
got bait with
they're-
him.
I mean,
the
they-
center signed, and most
Yeah.
of the guys signed.
So that's good on them. The biggest thorn in my side, chap in my ass, Brandon McManus, 3-year contract with the Green Bay Packers with $5 million signing bonus. Hey, I mean, we're all in on Matt Gay, but
I'd much prefer to have a gay kicker than a handsy kicker.
yeah. I mean, it's just it's a subtle reminder that our kicking situation is atrocious. Another kicker that's going to go somewhere and has been doing good things, not for us. Who's next? Let's go to
Vegas, brother.
let's go to Las Vegas. Here we go. Las Vegas ads. Gino. All right, so John, you said you think
I think they
have
had
the best.
the best turnover of our opponents year over year. They've added the most pieces,
Devin
including-
White.
including coach
Jeremy Chin.
and offensive coordinator. So that's I
Yeah,
don't think
Pete
they're.
Carroll is the biggest addition, one of the biggest additions for them.
I think they're going to be a 500 team, but compared to what they were last year, it's going to be a big improvement.
I am betting the over on the Vegas line for the Raiders this year because of Pete Carroll and also because of their running back situation. I think Ashton Jenney is a fine running back to give the ball to a lot. I think that's what they're going to do. Mostert, he's done well, but he's
If he's in the backup role and doesn't have to play as many downs like he was in Miami,
sure.
he's not going to get hurt as much.
There's
So,
a million Mosterts in the league.
Yeah.
I think Ashton Jenney is special if he can catch the ball from Geno Smith. I think Geno Smith is he's always just like kind of under the radar good. You know,
He legitimizes the franchise at the position with Pete
Yeah.
Carroll. It
Yeah.
solidifies it. He's not the future. He's for right now, and they trust each other. So he trusts him not to turn the ball over while playing some good ass defense, which they haven't done in quite a while. So they're gonna have to play some good ass defense.
Well, they did re-sign Crosby, so hopefully that will lead to something. But
it should, but it didn't help him a ton last year. But they needed a lot more help because he's a badass.
yeah,
There's no doubt about him. We wanted him. Ken's talked about him longingly
oh yeah,
for years now. He also wants him to play football for us. So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, but Ken Harris brings up one thing I definitely didn't want to gloss over because I had it written down for my Green Bay. The draft was in Green Bay, as everyone knows. The entire town of Green Bay was there in person. The mayor, everybody, and Matt Golden got drafted, and it was an awesome moment in the first round. Mark Murphy, former Redskin, Super Bowl champion, decides that they're going to draft a wide receiver that everyone's been waiting for them to draft one in the first round. They did it. He had an awesome. It was fun. It was fun for everybody. I hope he does well. I hope he doesn't do well that day, but I hope Matt Golden does well.
Well, they thought it was so great that after they drafted their lineman in the second round, they went ahead and got Savion Williams in the third round from TCU.
exactly.
So 2 of their top 3 draft choices were at the wideout position, and you're going to see that's a common theme amongst these younger quarterbacks that we have on our schedule this year. They have all added a shit ton of talent at the receiver position.
And we like Jordan Love. We think he's a good player.
We do, and we
Needs to
also
stay healthy, but yeah,
and the 3 of us all here know why we've been stockpiling badass cornerbacks as we went through this little exercise.
oh yeah.
Yep. All right. So Vegas, I agree with you. I have them starred. I'm going to star them right now. I'm going to star them. We're going to keep them.
It's good that we're playing them early because I would hate to be playing them at the end of the year because I think they're going to be much better by the end.
Robert Spillane and Divine Diablo.
Sorry,
Divine Diablo. Great linebacker name.
For the Raiders?
For the Raiders. Yep.
Yep.
Those guys, they gone. They're gone. Gone, and they're gone. So that's a problem for them. But, hey, different scheme coming in with Pete Carroll. Different linebackers coming in with Pete Carroll.
The scheme with Pete Carroll is pound you into dust if they're able to. Run with as many guys as he can run with, and then find more guys to run with. How about these guys? I actually had these guys. Now, not necessarily just because of this. The Atlanta Falcons we faced after the Vegas Raiders. This is not an impressive list. Easton Stick, Divine Diablo, as you said.
There he goes. Divine Diablo.
Yep.
We were going to play him one way or another, you bastards.
We weren't getting out of Divine Diablo territory.
Nope.
But, Contavious Street, Leonard Floyd, Storm Norton. First of all, this might be the best name list. Cadarrell, Storm, Contavious, Divine. I mean, I'm going to say right now they probably win. But to me, Jalen Walker and James Pierce on the line of scrimmage for defense is a game changer. I think that defense is going to be pretty good looking with those 2 guys.
2 edges on the top 26 picks of the draft. They go edge.
One you loved.
I absolutely wanted James Pierce. I don't know why anyone wouldn't. Everyone should want to have a James Pierce in this day and age.
Looks great in 27 too.
But fellas, they went ahead and they had 4 picks in the top 118, all defense. They went safety after they went edge. They obviously are trying to. They've targeted where they found their weakness. But you know what? You lose Grady Jarrett up the middle. And
they lost all kinds of defensive linemen. Or defensive stalwarts. Matthew Judon, James Smith, Williams, Dub. Eddie Goldman, by the way, he's addition by subtraction for us. We picked him up. But, yeah, I mean, Grady Jarrett, that's the big loss.
Dude, we've always talked about it. Every year when we play Atlanta, we're like, F Atlanta. But Grady Jarrett's a badass.
Yeah, and it's different when, like, your leader, especially on defense, is a defensive lineman. There's a lot more, I don't know, gusto with that. There's a lot more chutzpah. I don't know what you want to call it. Is there it's chutzpah?
Well, you call it gusto and chutzpah.
Gusto,
so
chutzpah.
We've got the Italian and Jewish versions of this. So just keep it rolling, dude.
If the leader is standing in the middle of the tip of the spear, like for example Jonathan Allen, then it's different. I think now like the leader of that defense or the aged veteran is like Jesse Bates. Who's not a bad safety or not a bad defensive back, however, whatever he's going to be playing.
But he is getting up there in years.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, we have some big boys up front. Payne, obviously, Newton, obviously. We have some. We talk about Dietrich wise. We have a lot of leadership on the defensive line.
Is it Dietrich or Dietrich?
I don't know. I say it different every time.
All right. I'm going to go with Dietrich. I like that you say Dietrich.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, trust me, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. John, what do you got? You're the tiebreaker.
Oh, I'm going with how Kevin said it because I have no idea.
There you go.
Dietrich?
Dietrich.
Dietrich?
Neither of them sound normal.
Which one do you like better?
I like Dietrich better.
There you go.
Yeah, but I'll say it Dietrich. I'll say it Dietrich. I think his mom and dad might have something to say. D-Rich. Grady Jarrett's the big loss. I know I'm overly high on this guy, but for stupid, no good reasons. Rondale Moore, I loved him at Purdue. I think he's the kind of player who could succeed in this league. He's super athletic.
Inside joke. He's been trying to trade me Rondale Moore for like 2 years.
Let me tell you something. This guy is about
and
to
he wants
break
a first-round
out.
pick for it.
No.
And I picked up Daryl Mooney. And he was so much better.
I don't even want a first rounder. I want before.
Futures can.
Rondale Moore has not performed well
adequately
in the NFL.
He didn't even play on the team.
He's been injured.
Not even top 5 last year.
Hey, listen, I'm just glad he's still making some money. I thought he was going to be better. I was wrong. By the way, he did resign somewhere else. He is still in the league, and I believe we'll play him. Let's go back to the Chargers. Let's get rid of these guys. All right, so the LA Chargers, and I'm going to check in with the board. Anyone? Genty is absolutely fantastic. Andrew Vines is instructing us. Let me just throw this up here. So don't listen to the guy on the left. He drafted my fantasy team last year, and I lost.
Gotcha. That's me.
Yeah. You know what?
A very nice thing to say live, Andrew.
Yeah.
He called me 2 hours before. He was like, can you draft from this team? I have no idea what I'm doing.
Remember that guy did at McDonald's that one time?
Oh, I know.
It is
These
true,
aren't
Ken
nuggets.
Harris.
These aren't
nuggets.
Ma'am, I ordered a cheeseburger, and you've given me nuggets. Those nuggets are wrapped in a cheeseburger wrapper.
Oh, yeah.
Honest mistake.
It's an
honest, everyday honest mistake at lunchtime.
Can blame anybody.
I'm loving it.
It is. Marshawn Lloyd, the DeMatha running back, is currently number 2 in the Green Bay running back room.
Because he is a freaking stud.
Yeah, I think we'll start to see something out of him. Don't you dare draft him, Ken, or John. All right,
sorry,
who we got
Rondale.
next? LA Chargers, I believe.
Marshawn's in the house now. Yes, the Chargers, and that's my team that I think has super beefed up. And
Taylor Heineke's there, obviously. Everything matters. I mean, Taylor Heineke is it. Is Mike Williams still in the league? Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Mike Williams went away for a year from Chargers, played for 2 different teams, and was super poopy. Now he's back. I don't know if he's worth a piss, but I know Mekhi Becton is.
Yeah.
Dude, they lost. Like, the Chargers let some really, like, I was watching, like, so Harbaugh, this is his second year. He put his stamp on that team last year, and I thought it worked out nicely for the Chargers.
Well, he let Dobbins go.
Well,
they drafted
2
running back.
Well, Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins gone. DJ Chark gone. Asante Samuel Jr. gone. Eli Apple, I didn't even know he was still in the league, gone. Yeah, Joey Bosa,
everyone's
gone.
wide open against him.
Josh Palmer. I mean,
Poona Ford was the big one that they were complaining about losing.
Yeah. So I mean, they left. But I'm just saying they let a lot of poo dudes go. I mean, they're just gone.
They did, and they beefed.
Yeah,
they did.
So I think like the spread between like who they added and who they let go is a pretty good.
John, tell me just say that. So you said the 2 running backs that were gone.
They added Harris and Hampton in the draft. I mean,
damn,
both better than the guys that are gone.
Clearly, right?
I mean, that's huge added.
But it's good. I think it's informative. Let's just say instructive, if you will, to watch what he did last year with the running backs that he had on the team because he plays. Everyone knows what they're going to get when you play Jim Harbaugh. You know what I mean? They're going to They're going to pound you, and let Justin Herbert, make some throws when he and to his credit, he did put the ball in Herbert's hands more than he probably has with a lot of players that he's coached because Justin Herbert's that special. But J.K. Dobbins had like 200+ yard games. You know what I mean? Like there's the way they play works, and Omarion Hampton and Najee. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch in that style.
Well,
of
they
offense.
added Trey Harris too to go with McConkey.
Let's put that back up.
It's going to be It's the wide receivers are going to be good. Quentin Johnson still not stud, but definitely doable receiver there. So
And
they
of
got
course,
the weapons.
Don't forget, well, obviously they kept Khalil Mack. We were hoping to
Oh no,
get a
he
chance
was
at
on a
him.
different team last year. He re-signed. And then he signed a new team. Oh,
Yeah, he resigned.
Khalil Mack's
Okay.
back.
He re-signed
yeah.
with the
Came
Chargers.
Okay.
18 million for one.
I would have loved to have done that. We didn't, and that's fine.
No, I definitely.
They got some
mentioned that.
old balls on this team too, but it's the good kind. I mean, I know Greg Martin. Take it easy.
Like the smooth old ones? Or
Mekhi Becton
the
is
good
like
old ones.
yeah, the super good ones.
Yeah.
Mekhi Becton is like a super. It's just like it's just if you can in studio you can't. It just dangles. There's just nothing. It doesn't make anyone happy or excited. And yet he was. They moved him inside the guard in Philadelphia last year, and Saquon Barkley, ran for 2,000 yards. So this is a pretty good team for a guy like that to end up on. $10 million a year for a guard tells you a lot about Mekhi Becton. That's minimum wage for a starting guard for these days. So, but if he does well,
that's so cheap, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
He's a good player, but he's just not in a spot to get a big deal.
Yeah. And Benjamin St. Juste, obviously, he's out there, and he's going to play. I mean, they need him.
Oh God, I can't wait for one of our receivers to do his trademark maneuver after he pass interferes with them in the red zone for a ball on the 1 inch yard line. That
Can
would
you
be,
see Terry McLaurin being like,
it's on the 1 inch line right there, because I pass interfered again. St. Jude's. That's the Canadian symbol for I just interfered.
Never been happier someone's not back on.
Did I do that?
Pardon me, Hoser.
All right. Next up is the Chicago Bears. Great offseason in a way.
Listen, their line is definitely a lot better.
Joe Thuney, is that what we're calling him?
Thuney, yeah, thank you.
Oh, he's a great
It's
offensive
not
lineman.
Is it Thuney?
Stop it.
You stop it. You need to stop it right now. I love Joe. He's a great guard. I would have. I mean, listen, we had the money and we needed offensive linemen. And if we woke up one day and we were the ones who traded for Joe Thuney, we would have been super happy. Jonah Jackson was also a guy we talked about on this show as being somebody who would
They're
look
both
good.
very good.
Yeah,
They literally added center and 2 guards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the interior of the line right
And
now.
then on the other
Got rid
side
of the
too.
last center, last year's starter.
Yeah.
Who's now I think a Charger.
I believe you're right. Yeah.
No. He went to where it doesn't matter. He went to the Atlanta. Drew Dahlman. But
No, Drew Dahlman's with Drew
He's
Dahlman's
the one who
with the
signed
Chargers.
with the Bears, right?
But with the
that's
Bears.
who's
Sorry.
coming.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
All right, my bad. He's here now.
Yeah.
He's here now. And no Moss to last year's center.
So look at this list. They beefed up on the offensive line on the interior. I love the addition of Olamide Zaccheaus. I mean, hey, Caleb Williams is going to find him.
Keenan Allen, who's going to be found.
So wait,
Keenan
hold on.
Allen's always open.
No.
Keenan Allen's gone.
Damn it.
That's the one I was. So when
But they drafted the Burton kid, right, from Missouri.
Luther Burden.
Yes,
Burton.
in the
Burton,
second
right?
round.
Yeah, they have
Hold
weapons. I thought the biggest, one of the biggest additions, even though he can suck it. I think Ben Johnson is a great addition for Chicago. I
Yeah.
don't understand what his unfinished business necessarily was, that he had to go back to Chicago to get whooped by us in the playoffs. But hopefully his business is finished and he feels he's got some closure. But Ben Johnson gets a chance to be head coach. We'll see. He needs to get there. But okay, so Keenan Allen not signed. I don't believe anywhere.
My bad. I thought
he's
for
not
some
signed
reason-
anywhere yet.
He's not signed anywhere. Now I know
For some reason, I thought he was back.
what.
He was frustrated last year by the rookie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He showed it.
And
You
it
saw
was really they first of all they made Caleb completely uncomfortable in the pocket. Everybody knew they could and everybody did. They had 3 really good receivers and not time enough to find more than if one of them was covered, the play might be over.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have time to progress. Keenan Allen on the street is intriguing to me as the summer wears on. This is not I think we should sign Keenan Allen. This is man, that's a really good player who's not playing football if we might need somebody.
Well, we do now, right? If
Maybe.
if Noah's out. you know?
Maybe Kevin, tell me if
I don't
this
know,
is
but Noah's a big, huge physical guy.
He
I'd
is.
replace him with a little possession guy. I don't
Keenan
know.
Allen
I
doesn't
think
replace
Luke, I
Noah.
like the Luke idea about here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he was signed because we weren't sure about Luke. You can't just say it.
and Luke will be physical. He's blocked his butt off.
Agreed, but like, we don't make decisions on hope in this league. If they thought Luke was ready, we don't sign Noah Brown. Perhaps I'm just saying. And Luke he didn't show it last year. We didn't give up on him.
Yeah.
But I think they brought him along at a way slower pace because that just seemed to be what was happening. Maybe it was a bit of an injury scenario, but I thought he would be way more capable last year.
Does Luke get more reps at wide receiver now that Jalen Lane's here to do returns? Does he do punt and kickoff?
They also want Jalen to stretch the field from the slot
Exactly.
position.
Yeah, I think Luke is going to get his chances, but it's especially if Noah Brown is hurt, is going to be good for Luke if Noah Brown is playing. I mean, the whole pickup of Noah Brown was clearly a genius move by our genius front office that said, "Here's a guy who does exactly what we need," and he came in and he did exactly that.
His level of production last year was superb.
Yeah,
especially what we paid and what we brought when we brought him in.
It was perfect. And we talked. He has this way, like, so he like bounces off the defensive back at the last second to create two things: one, a penalty, and two, a catch. Like, he was constantly finding his way into the body of the defender and then freeing himself up for the ball that Jane Daniels put on the money. He has a skill that only Adam Peters apparently saw, because the guy we picked him up off the street. But the one thing I'll say, when you talk about Keenan Allen and names, name, I feel like Adam Peters has shown us that he has already he has a room full of guys that he feels pretty good about, and he wants to see what they can do. And he's not. It's like we were so eager 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, so eager to pick up the Keenan Allens of the world and throw our second and third and fourth round draft picks by the wayside and never give them any time. So I feel like Adam Peters is different in that regard. I feel like he feels like he knows who he has now. This is his second year, and even if we don't, he does. So I don't think you can replace Noah Brown with Keenan Allen, as Kevin said. But I also think that at some point in time, Keenan Allen is one of the greatest wide receivers of his era. I believe, will be playing football unless he decides he does not want to play football. All right, where
Cowboys.
Let's go. All right, so I got a couple. These guys did a lot of work. So I have a couple. Let's move these guys around. All right,
it was light work.
Like so I love Joe Milton. Now I hate him. Never liked Miles Sanders. Loved Javonte Williams. Now I hate him. Paris Campbell. Who cares? George Pickens.
I mean, that's their best
by far.
Yep.
Yeah, by far.
There it is.
He's a bad son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And I hate that he's got a star on the side.
Mm.
He's a tough ass. He's a badass. And he's the one thing I don't like. Except for if he beats the shit out of CD Lamb and gets suspended, they have no wide receivers left.
Yes.
I mean, it's a perfect scenario.
It is.
That could happen too.
It just Michael Westbrook's him.
No, they're gonna have theirs. You mark my words. Those two, they're just bound to. They have to.
That would be great.
They're going to. And
both
CD might be a
wanna be
tough
number
guy,
one.
but George Pickens is a different dude, man.
Yeah.
He's different.
Oh, George Pickens will not. I mean, he'll knock him out cold.
There's not very many people. I don't think George Pickens. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, he's. I'll tell you what. He's gonna punch you in the face as many times as he can before someone stops him, or you shoot him in the face.
I wish he wasn't on that team.
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay.
He's happy to be in Dallas though, so could work out better for them. We'll see.
Let's the Sadiq Charles, Dante Fowler Jr. additions.
Sadiq unretired.
Unretired.
Is that really?
Daniel LaRusso's gonna fight.
Sadiq retired. He's a retirer.
He is a retirer. He loves to retire. They brought back Turpin. I don't see this team. Pickens is the big one.
Osa is the big one, I think, also.
Bosa?
On the defensive side. Osa, Odea.
Yeah. That's correct. Yep.
They gave him a big, healthy chunk of change to keep him in
Yeah.
Dallas.
Million.
And
The question
he's a good player.
Is that rookie they drafted going to be able to step in for Zach Martin? That's the O-line question right there.
Well, he might be able to play, but no one's stepping in for Zach
I think
Martin.
his name's Booker.
Tyler Booker from Alabama.
Yeah.
First round pick. He's going to be good, but Zach Martin was special.
Yeah,
Zach Martin might be Hall of Famer. Maybe. I mean, it's going to be tough because now you have centers. Wait, he was guard, right?
He's guard. He's a guard.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say because you have it's hard when you have guys at the same position who retire, at the same time that are on that level. Like Jason Kelsey, obviously center, he's going in. Let's see. Let's get these Cowboys off the screen. Let's get on to KC.
Get them.
Let's talk about Kansas City, who I believe very sneakily. Where's KC? Here we are. Very sneakily, I love this list for them. Now, I don't think this is like, bowl you over, knock you out, like, oh my God, they have an all-star team now scenario. But I love it. I think like they always get what they need. And this, I don't care about the wide receivers. Don't care about. They had the quarterback, the running backs, Kareem Hunt.
They lost a lot of wide receivers. They lost Hopkins,
everybody.
Watson, Hardman.
They're getting Rice back, so that's the big
Reishi,
thing. So.
Yep.
And Hollywood and Juju coming back is at least Hollywood. Juju fills a whatever role, but
Jalen Moore's a decent tackle signing, and then of course they drafted Josh Simmons in the first round, the big offensive tackle. So those they let Joe Thuney.
Yeah, Thuney.
Thuney. They let Joe Thuney go, and they brought in two guys, and then Trey Smith, which obviously is their dude who they tagged, the non-exclusive franchise tag.
Trey Smith.
Smith, I believe it's Trey Smith.
You got it, Smitty.
I love Nick Bolton. If you just gave me Nick Bolton, he got a 3-year, $45 million. I love Nick Bolton. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I was watching the 2022. They did like NFL Network this week. Was doing like how they have the theme stuff. I had to take a break because I was watching too much old football.
You're gonna passionately stare me in the eyes talking about Nick Bolton right now.
I am.
God damn it.
Patrick Mahomes 2022 season. I watched like 7 games, and including
7 games,
including Christian McCaffrey's first game as a 49er, which was ridiculous. Nick Bolton has just been an absolute beast. I thought there was going to be. I thought he was going to be a guy we would go after. An awesome linebacker with that kind of experience. Anyways, I think Kansas City sneakily had one of the better free agent additions. They lost Carson Wentz. That's tough. They lost Samaje Perine. That's killer.
It's like losing 50 pounds.
Yeah. And then of course they lost. How are we doing this? They switched out.
Justin Reed was the big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
That was the big deal. He's a very good player, and their defense is not very good.
Yeah, Thuney and Reed I thought were the 2 biggest losses. But they drafted Simmons, so who knows what they can do with moving guys around on the line.
Justin Reed heads over
but
to.
They had a really good draft. I think maybe one of the better drafts.
They always have. They're sneaky, but the Saints, I believe, picked up Justin Reed, and we got Will Harris, which is an interesting side note. I don't know. I listen. As long as Patrick Mahomes is throwing the ball and Andy Reid's calling plays and Travis Kelce's catching passes and all these other and they add first round offensive tackles. That's the last team in the world that needs to add an offensive tackle, in my opinion. Like the last team I want to see add an offensive tackle in the first round. People that are adding offensive tackles in the first round, that's like a serious. That's like a serious. We just did it, and I love it. It's a serious football move.
It's especially done by the teams that have the quarterbacks that are going to make $80 billion.
Exactly.
And you need those left tackles on a freaking rookie.
Yeah. So good on them. We got them mid-season, right? What week is that? Anyone? Kansas City.
Kansas 8.
Yeah, right in the middle
8,
there.
Yep.
One. And after Kansas City, we go straight to Seattle, and here they are. This is their ads, free agents, not draft picks. Obviously, Sam Darnold. Again, not quite necessarily. Maybe it's like a 3/4 mast scenario. A guy who can hit your receivers, but they lost everybody. They lost Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. They obviously lost their quarterback, Geno Smith, but Tyler and DK are 2 of the better receivers in the league over the last 5 years.
Yeah, Lockett's starting to lose a little bit, but DK's a great receiver. He's going to be great in Pittsburgh.
I'm just talking about production. Both players are still playing in the league. Neither one's retiring. Where did Tyler Lockett go?
Nowhere. We just determined.
Tyler Lockett? No, he's somewhere.
No, we were talking about
We were
Keenan
talking about
Allen.
Keenan
Those
Allen.
two always remind me of each other. Their whole
I like
lives, they've reminded me of each other.
I love it.
I don't know where Lockett signed.
We'll figure
Buffalo?
it out.
No, not Buffalo.
He got a couple years somewhere, and I don't know if it's on our list. But Seattle is. Are we home against Seattle or on the road? Refresh my memory. We traveling out there?
I don't know.
I believe we're home.
That's a big deal against the Seahawks for us historically. It's just one of those teams. When we fly out there, like everything that's true about flying out to the West Coast, historically, statistically speaking, in the NFL, happens to us when we fly out to Seattle at any time. It's been crazy. But interestingly, on this list, there's one name that I just want to bring everyone's attention to. Guy, I feel strongly about. His name is old Ernie Jones, the linebacker. It was 3-year, $33 million deal. Thought maybe we would have a chance at him as well, but no one got super hyped about him. $11 million a year to play linebacker. Again, it's not minimum wage, but it's kind of like there's probably a contract you can cut at any time without any real repercussions, is my guess. I love him. I think he's good, but we'll see. Jonathan Hankins, that's a name we might remember. DeMarcus Lawrence, obviously a name we know. I don't know. Cooper Kupp is 1,000 years old. Drew Lock, who cares?
He's got 45 over 3 with 30 guaranteed. They're going to feed him that ball.
I think Milroe is going to be the backup to Darnold over Locke from the draft.
100% agree.
Yeah.
I think
they had a really great draft too, by the way.
I think they play him. I think Jalen Milroe has packages out of the gate. I mean, if Sam Darnold, he's just not blowing anyone's kilt up. There's no way you're not going to want to try to run Jalen Milroe.
Although, I mean, they just 3 years over 100 with what 50 or 60 guaranteed.
You don't. I know you. I'm not. So Kevin, I don't want to get cute about it like the Dallas Cowboys did with Trey Lance. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about like 2-point conversion type plays for touchdowns. I'm talking about maybe like between the 40s in the middle of the field. You know, bringing Jalen Milroe to pound out 7 or 8 yards and then get him off the field. I mean, you have that. He can do it. And Sam Darnold can't. And I know Mike McDonald loves to play physical ball, and he definitely wants to help his defense out as much as possible. He's a defensive coordinator at heart.
Just tell the guy not to throw it.
Don't throw it ever.
Hang on to it.
Just throw it. Just hang
on to the ball, because one thing he can't do just now, he might get there. He ain't ready.
Lockett signed with the Titans. Cam Ward gets to throw to Tyler Lockett in his rookie year. Good for him. Let's see, where are we at?
I mean, is he the number 1 receiver in Tennessee right now?
He's the number 1 receiver in the terms of saving himself for marriage.
Yeah.
You know
Yes,
that?
yes, he is.
Tyler, the pocket Lockett.
The pocket Lockett. Nice. The chastity belt Lockett. Detroit is next. Okay. This is where it gets not interesting, but kind of like I start to think, okay, they lost Teddy Bridgewater, who cares? Allen Robinson, he's old. Frank Ragnow retired. That's a big, big, big deal. The center on this list, there's not a center on this list. I believe
he is a bad, bad man. And we are so happy he is gone. I'm
We
sorry
are.
for him and his teammates.
They lost
for week 10.
Yep.
I'm happy for us.
I mean,
he's awesome.
I feel
dude.
like they covered most of their losses. I think their 2 biggest losses are their coordinators, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn.
I was just
But
going to
we'll
say
see how they react with changing that.
Frank
they
Ragnow
like-
might have been the best center in the NFL.
Yeah.
God damn, he was good.
When they're good, they're great. And
And replacing both those coordinators.
I'm not betting against Detroit because they still have dudes like Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know how you stop him.
No, they're gonna be damn good.
Yeah, but there's just something about what's happening in Detroit that I feel like might have peaked.
Are they going to get Hutchinson back? Wasn't his
Oh, yeah.
injury
Oh
real
yeah.
bad?
yeah.
Oh, he's back right
Okay.
now doing stuff. He
Yeah,
is, but he is different.
Yeah.
He's
an
all
al-
pro,
he's an
everything.
alien.
Yep.
And
Yeah, he's a 20-sack dude.
oh god,
Rolling out of bed.
no, he's different. I wish we had a guy like that so desperately.
Yep. And I mean, listen, these are old names: Kirby Joseph, Rock Yassin, DJ Reed. I mean, these guys have been around for a long time. Now, on one hand, they are Super Bowl contenders. That's the kind of player you want to be adding at the bottom of the list here. At the other end, that's a lot of money to give to Kirby Joseph. He's officially the highest paid safety in NFL history. And that is, by the way, for all of you Redskins fans out there, don't ever pay top of the market. Don't ever be the team that makes this the next safety, the highest paid safety in the history.
Which safety made you feel like that?
Adam Archuleta. We made him the highest paid safety ever, and it wasn't even close. It was like millions and millions of dollars. So, anyways, safety. I understand. There's some good ones out there. Making a safety the highest paid safety ever. I don't know. I don't know if I ever want to be in that scenario. Let's see here. And by the way, no disrespect to Kirby Joseph. I think there's a couple safeties.
Thanks for clearing that up. I don't the Kirby's.
He was really
Josephs
upset.
Were losing their shit there until you finally.
I don't think you can hold Derwin James jock. Let's just start there and let's move on to.
Was Kyle Allen a former Redskin that you didn't mention?
Is Kyle Allen a former Redskin?
Well, you said you were going to mention all.
I
of
do
them.
think you have to play.
I didn't want to mention
Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, we
didn't talk
mentioned
about
Taylor
that in
Heineke.
Yeah.
The only one that we mentioned who never played for us and is just an absolute just burr in my saddle is Brandon McManus. We don't have to go there anymore. But Kyle Allen, Tim Patrick. Listen, you're not going to the Super Bowl with Kyle Allen and Tim Patrick.
Oh no.
Or Kenny Yeboah. But you know what?
I'm just finding out you had a saddle. All this shit's crazy.
You got to have a saddle these days.
11 Dolphins Madrid.
Where are we at? Let's go with
9:30 a.m. baby.
This has typically not ended well for me on that particular day. Zach Wilson. Oh, by the way, let's all listen. I know we're just finishing the Asian Pacific and Islander Appreciation Month, which I believe was last month or 2 months ago. But Zach Wilson announced to the world, kind of on the side, that he is
Polynesian.
He is Polynesian.
Hold
Polynesian.
There's no way though, right?
Hold on.
He's the whitest dude from BYU.
No. There's no such thing as white Polynesian. In fact, it's not.
There's no way, right? I didn't read about it, but there's no way.
He said he was Polynesian.
He is white, blue-eyed.
Yeah.
He said something like, I don't think Tua knew that I was Polynesian. And I was like, no, did you know, Zach Wilson, that you were Polynesian? How did you find out?
I'll tell you exactly what happened.
23andMe?
It's exactly what the fuck happened. It's ruining people's lives.
It is.
23andMe.
He's got the 1%.
Dude.
Oh
I mean,
Bro.
name. I am. Yeah.
Bro. Zach the Polynesian, knock it off, bro. This is fucking ridiculous.
It's one of my favorite stories of the
How did I
NFL
miss
today.
this?
He's Polynesian.
It was like
dude.
yesterday.
Yeah,
It was like
it's super fresh.
Literally yesterday.
Dude.
He's like grass skirt wearing. He's got the coconut brawl. Everything is working for him. It's absolutely amazing.
The Polynesian people are beautiful people. They're not MILF humpers. All right? Just take it easy, Zach Wilson. Pick another place
The Polynesian
to try and
MILF
fit in.
hunter.
He's terrible.
.com.
Which is a horrible thing. He'd be shunned. Oh,
Patent
God.
pending.
He is trying to memorize the haka right now to defend himself.
His haka is going to be awesome. Alexander Madison. This is like one of those running backs that I would say, John, out of all fairness, I don't like to give a lot of my secrets away. I don't want him. I don't want him either. But he's going to be on someone's fantasy team this year. All people on the board. Someone's going to end up with him. This is the kind of the guy that you don't want, you end up with.
Yeah.
And then all of a
It
sudden he
won't
has
be
like,
me. I have his starter on our dynasty team. So.
oh yeah. But I'm saying he's the kind of guy who just randomly ends up with like 800 yards, just after a season. So, whatever. Westbrook.
That's my favorite signing for Miami.
Yeah.
I think everyone else I don't like.
By the way, they lost 22 guys.
Yeah.
22 guys. I don't like. They're like, what are they? Bonnie Lily Allen or Bonnie, whatever her name is, who in England just running through dudes.
Who's so eager to get out of Miami?
I don't understand.
I mean, they have a chance to win. They have some decent pieces, and it's a pretty cool place to.
I wouldn't have
about
minded
your
if we'd
business.
signed Westbrook Ikanini.
No, he's a good player, man.
So
All right, Keegan, I'm with you. Obviously, Sean Taylor would have been the highest paid safety ever. However, and let's just go to camera one here, just because Keegan made a good point, and he doesn't do that very often. Sean Taylor which would have been the highest paid safety of all time. We would have done that in a heartbeat, and every time he was up for a contract, he would have been due his money. He's more than just this. He was always more than a safety.
He is the exception.
He is the exception. Yes. Exactly. But you are still correct.
he honestly kept us there when there was no players because it was him.
Yeah,
So
he was that good.
It's
It's
just
exactly
a different
right.
game.
I would watch him
Yeah,
every play.
just a different game.
Every play.
The first time I stopped watching the entirety of the game and just watched 36 and 21 fly around, it was so cool.
Oh, that Tampa playoff game,
The best.
oh,
Yes, absolutely the best. He did so much to get us to the playoffs. But I'll just never ever forget about watching him approach the line of scrimmage and punch Terrell Owens in the face. Before the play started, I believe he might have caught a flag. Terrell Owens was like, "What the hell is going on? This guy is crazy." And from that moment on, Terrell Owens
scared.
Terrell Owens
shit his little trousers.
He had the shortest arms ever. He went from like this reach to this reach around in our secondary. Sean Taylor.
that's funny.
It was funny. I'm sure there were people at the time who were like, "You can't do that. Like this, what kind of game are we playing?" And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Sean Taylor just punched that guy in the face, and I'm guessing Terrell Owens deserved to get punched. I mean, he was wearing a helmet, but he still got rocked.
If anyone ever deserved to get punched, it was Terrell Owens.
No doubt.
Yeah,
and
By Sean Taylor.
Taylor.
Justice was carried out that day.
Yes,
Exactly.
it was. Yes, it was. All right, so listen, Zach Wilson headlining your quarterback signings, whatever.
The
Okay,
white Polynesian.
Polynesian quarterbacks, him and Tua, they're all Polynesian these days. After Miami, now this, I'm going to put a star next to a couple of these teams as we go through. Denver, where are we at, Denver? Did I not get Denver on here? Oh, for goodness sake. All right, hey, guys.
It's all right.
So
We got
sorry.
it.
We got Denver here. Hufanga, the 25-year-old all-pro
That
safety.
right there
I mean,
with
that's
Greenlaw.
It's
Stud.
pretty badass.
Bad, two badasses.
Stud.
Yeah.
And then he's in the prime.
and Greenlaw. Good lord,
Mhm.
he's so good.
And I'll tell you guys, I have loved, forget about fantasy, and I hated him playing against him. Evan Engram is one of the baddest asses in this league.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
He's an absolute stalwart monster.
if
badass.
he stays healthy, he is
Yeah.
a top 5 tight end.
And he's because he can block and catch as well as
Yeah.
anybody.
Yep.
He's a freaking machine.
Yep.
I don't know much about the cornerback Jahdae Barron from Texas and the running back they got in the second round, but I know this: Hufanga and Greenlaw.
I mean,
They
that's-
obviously were looking for some impact on the defensive side because, damn it, that safety.
So-
He's an Adam Peters pick, by the way.
Is that
Yeah.
running back
And-
going to
and
be
a
the
dog.
starter?
I
'Cause they
don't,
got
I
rid of
don't
Wait,
know.
who?
I don't know who the
R.J. Harvey.
Yes, RJ
No.
Harvey. By the way, okay, buy into RJ Harvey right now. They did sign J.K. Dobbins. They did bring in Michael Burke as
Dobbins, that's
fullback.
what
Right.
you
That's
signed.
what you're
Um,
thinking of.
RJ
Yeah.
Harvey. Where did he play? Coastal Carolina,
UCF.
UCF.
Central Florida.
Yeah.
He is a stud athlete. He's a stud running back. He's got speed. He's got hands. He's got feet. I mean, he can do it all. John, when I say he's got feet, that's your cue to load up his OnlyFans. No, he is. RJ Harvey's going to have a great year. I think he's going to be awesome, and he will be the starter. And for no other reason than Sean Payton, when he invests, he goes after the guys he wants. But no one was drafting Bo Nix in the first round except for him.
Yeah.
I think RJ Harvey was picked a little bit sooner than other people would have picked him, and I think it's because Sean Payton wants to play him a ton in his system, and I think RJ Harvey's gonna have a great year. Greenlaw and Hufanga are great. Other than that, nothing really too big there. Evan Engram is just huge. Let's go.
Many.
Let's go to Minnesota.
Skull, brother.
All right, so this is
Skull.
one I had. What is this? Oh, that's that. We're not going to do that. Okay, here we go. All right, so Minnesota, I got that. Oh, they had a big offseason, too. We had some extra names to put down here. Aaron Jones is a big-time re-sign. Jordan Mason, I mean, he's coming over from a place that all running backs do well at, so we'll see if he can do it. And, oh, my goodness, who's there? Free agent deal for old Rondale Moore.
Oh, Rondale.
Hey,
What up, boy?
Rondale in Minnesota. Listen, everything comes down to whether or not J.J. McCarthy can actually throw this ball in the pros. We have not found that out yet. But here's why I put Minnesota, and this is why they get a star. I'm going to star them. You're going to love that star. They added 2,000 pounds of offensive linemen. Now, we can argue about the talent of these guys, but Ryan Kelly is a legit center. They added him. Will Fries and Justin Scale.
They gave
on your
Fries
screen.
5 years and $88 million, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sure did.
That's a big time signing.
They added, and then of course they drafted
Jackson.
Donovan Jackson in the first round. So that's, again, talking about teams that invest heavy resources
So
in the offensive
meaty.
line is just, I mean, that's 2,000 pounds of starting offensive linemen coming in. It's a big deal.
I believe that's a ton. That's one ton.
That's a ton. That's a ton of offensive linemen. So I love it. I think we all love Kevin O'Connor. I think we do.
Nah,
All right. Like him?
It's definitely O'Connell.
nice guy
Did
to
I
have.
say O'Connor?
Yeah.
I
Nice
meant to
guy
say
to have
O'Connor.
him.
Sorry, Johnny. Good looking out. I think he's a great coach. And then listen, here's who they lost. This is why I think they added 2,000 pounds of starting offensive linemen, in addition to Javon Hargrave on the defensive line and a certain Jonathan Allen on the defensive line. So in the trenches, they did nothing but add grade A USDA choice.
Well, didn't
beef.
you say basically all hinges on JJ?
It all hinges on JJ,
But
and
they're
they
going to
lost.
protect him. So that's
running
plus. Yep.
They lost 22 guys also. I had them in Miami as two of the more lost leaders. Sam Darnold on his way out, obviously. Interestingly, we have Daniel Jones as a departure from two teams on our schedule. Obviously, he ended the season with Minnesota, and he is no longer with Minnesota. Nick Mullins also on his way out.
Is he going to be the starter in Indianapolis?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
That guy's just partied his ass off out of New York and just right on into good for him.
100% the starter on day one. Nick Mullins in that category of quarterback who I didn't realize this is why you tell your kids be a fourth string quarterback. Cam Akers and Cam Robinson, they got rid of two Cams in one off season. That's kind of crazy. I mean,
Akers did nothing. So it's
he's done nothing for a long time.
Yeah.
But he signed somewhere. I believe I want to say, and I could be mistaken, I want to say he's coming to town. But Cam Akers did sign a 1-year deal somewhere, and I'll get the answer. Someone's going to help us out with that.
It's not Cincy.
Where did Cam Akers sign? He signed a 1-year deal. In fact, I believe he signed it like recently, maybe within like the last couple of weeks.
Touch the machine. Touch the machine.
All right, so
Saints.
Yep, there you go. Saints. Cam Akers in New Orleans. That's the Minnesota Vikings. And let's finish things off.
Finished up here.
With
Holy
the
shit.
Philadelphia Eagles. Now, they lost a shit ton as well, and they added a shit ton.
I was about to say it's a even.
They just changed their whole roster over.
They're good still.
Listen, this Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I love him for multiple reasons as an Eagle. I'm looking for reasons to say good things about some guys. He's one of them. I hate anyone who wears green, just let it be clear. I love him because I love the way he plays football. I understand he's not, Aaron Rodgers. He's not Jaden Daniels. He's nothing like that. But I just love him. He's just a guy who you root for. But I also love him because there ain't no way he's getting any tush pushes on us or anyone. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he can run, but he can't run like Jalen Hurts can run straight behind the center. That ain't happening. They did bring in A.J. Dillon. They brought in extended Lane. But if you go farther down the line, they did Cam Jurgens. Listen, they lost Jason Kelsey. They like Cam Jurgens. He played well last year. The way they play football in Philadelphia specifically requires a center, and they feel like they got the guy to follow Kelsey, which is good for them. They lost big-time players because they won the Super Bowl, and guys earned their way out of Philadelphia. Not Ian Book and Kenny Pickett necessarily, or Kenneth Gainwell necessarily, or Paris Campbell, or Nick Gates.
They lost Graham. They lost Sweat. They lost Slay.
Becton.
Gardner Johnson.
Milton.
Josh Sweat, obviously.
Yeah. Becton. But, they got Ojulari, and I really wanted us to get him.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the guys I really wanted, but that was after all the other guys signed. I was like, well, this guy's still left. Maybe we can get him. Nope.
Yeah.
Philly came in, swooped in. I was not happy about that.
Well, we are in a division with at least one other top-notch front office, and we've been told that by our guy Adam Peters. And Hyde Roseman is in the business for a reason, and he's done a pretty good job. I think the question mark departures are one thing. You just can't pay everybody after a Super Bowl win. Here's what I hate about their offseason. I think Jihad Campbell is a beast. I hate that.
Yeah.
They were just looking. They were dared into starting Nakobe Dean at middle linebacker on that team. He's undersized and he's just not as good as Jihad Campbell. Let's just say that. And now that he's hurt, it's a perfect. Andrew Mukuba, the safety that they brought in, he's going to play for them right away.
They drafted him, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So listen, if they hit on Campbell and Mukuba, that's going to suck for us, obviously.
I mean, it sucked when they drafted Campbell. I hated that pick. I was like, damn it.
Yeah, I know. Well, we let him go. We could have traded up to get him if we wanted him.
Yeah.
But we didn't, and that's fine. And then, by the way, Josh Connerly Jr. is having himself a summer.
And I get to tell you this. Laramie Tunsil called him the night of the draft. Laramie Tunsil has been in his ear. Laramie Tunsil, we all heard him talking about him the other day. He is trying to be a mentor. He's a guy that's been reaching out, taking an interest.
That's
Remember
great.
we were talking about?
Oh, yes.
Wasn't that what they were saying he wasn't doing?
Exactly.
In Houston?
I said that. Yeah.
Ken went all in, and I didn't argue with him because I'm just used to that gas mask filled with that sweet baby Chiba. And I was like,
get over here right away. Josh, get over here right away.
Laramie just pulled up to the
Choked
basement.
to death. Oh, my God.
Laramie's in the basement with Connerly.
It's legal,
I
dog.
loved it.
It's legal, dog. It's legal now, dog. Listen, they lost Ian Book. That's a big one. That is it.
Yeah, but they re-signed their best offensive player. They re-signed their best defensive player in Braun. They didn't.
Yeah. They're not going to F up. They're not going to screw up.
Yeah.
They didn't get any worse, and they probably got a little better.
So don't disagree with you at all. All I will say is the way that Jalen Hurts plays football, he's not long for the league. He's not a guy who can play forever in the league playing the way he does. We already saw that. We're already seeing that. I mean, he's breaking down by the end of the season. I love him. Anyone who loves football, I think, should love Jalen Hurts and the way he plays. But the way that you can't play that way for 13 years. You can play that way for 7 or 8 years.
He will evolve. He won't play this same style forever.
Okay, that's fair. I do think he's a good thrower, if that's a good
He's
word
solid.
for you.
If I was going to say any kind of weakness that the Eagles had, it's probably third receiver, which doesn't matter when you have two studs.
Third guy?
No, he's gone, I thought.
Who?
Jahan?
Jahan's gone, I thought.
That
was his last year of the deal.
Yeah, Jahan signed somewhere.
Gone.
Yeah, he signed.
They signed Terrence Marshall. So
by the way, I love
and then
Terrence
tight
Marshall.
end. I don't think their tight end Goddard gets
Yeah.
Goddard gets hurt all the time. I don't think their tight ends are.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You guys want to know a super shitty, like marginal average nobody who I've loved since he left LSU? I believe
it's
it was
Terrace?
LSU.
Sorry.
Terrace Marshall. He was drafted by the Panthers, where players go to die. Everyone knows this, and he didn't do anything there. He's just a big, lanky. There's 1,000 Terrace Marshalls in the world. Why
are we listening to how much you love him? What separates Terrace Marshall
from the other 300?
Because I think he can really be good, and I hope he's not in Philadelphia. I think he can be a really good receiver.
I can't wait to bid you up in fantasy draft now.
Oh, I'm done with Terrace Marshall. I'm done.
Oh, yeah. Ken doesn't draft Eagles or Cowboys players, so it's fine.
Or Giants.
Yeah.
Which is great, by the way. You'll hate this. But the opening game is the worst possible scenario. 2 NFC East teams, Eagles and Cowboys, in opening night. So the way the draft in our league works is we draft all the players from that night
first,
right away.
And Ken loves getting in on it. Now he has to sit there and watch us.
But that's great.
No, it's terrible because you start drinking and then you're the auctioneer and we have to take 5 hours to do the draft.
Last year was our fastest draft ever.
I know, because you were sober.
I was not sober. There was no world in which you could call me sober.
The first 2 hours.
It's been confirmed. Josh Dotson is still an Eagle. Maybe both of you have been drinking
really?
too much.
It's true.
Yes.
I thought what?
You need to stay off the sauce.
You
man.
guys have been drinking.
Jesus.
Ken
Sorry.
Harris knows.
And I confirmed it.
And Kevin knows.
I really thought
I think
this
it's the
was
last
his
year
last
of his
year.
deal.
Maybe it's next year. Okay.
But that's how average he is. We don't even know.
He caught it. He caught an almost touchdown in the Super Bowl. That's pretty good. I mean, it was an almost touchdown.
Listen, what pick did we? Who do we? Is that the Debo pick? Did we get Debo for it, or was it the guy we drafted this year? Amos? No, the second round.
Wasn't Lattimore part of it? I think Lattimore.
Yeah,
was.
we traded both our third rounders.
Yeah, we had 3 guys that replaced our 3 picks.
Yeah.
And it was Laramie Tunsil, Lattimore, and Debo. For all of our picks that we got rid of.
And listen, these are 3 guys who have not played for us, except for Marshawn Lattimore, who's, hadn't played a lot for us. We did the whole, I think I might still have the graphic, but I'm not going to try to find it because I would derail the show. But when we did the Chris Olave trade, when we did not get Chris Olave, but we ended up with Sam Howell, John Bates, Brian Robinson Jr., and
Dale, whatchamacallit, and him, Dotson, right?
And was it and Jahan Dotson?
Yes.
And we were all thinking this was a great we won scenario, and it was. I don't think we lost necessarily, but I think over the years it's kind of come back to somewhat par. We'll see. Chris Olave is pretty special, but again, he's gone to New Orleans to die. Who's their quarterback this year?
Schlauff.
No, the guy they drafted, right?
Schlauff. I mean, it's Tyler Schlauff.
Who they draft?
That's funny.
Good luck, Chris Olave. Hope you have a great season with that. I know he's like a 6'8" guy whose like girlfriend is like 5'4", and I don't know how that works necessarily. Yeah, it's like so weird.
Ken knows
why do you know that? Yeah, why do you know?
Dude,
that?
I watched the draft.
He's
also like keep track of stuff like that.
I will say New Orleans is a great place to go to see a game. We won last year, so
yeah.
If you haven't been, definitely go.
What's your favorite spot to go in New Orleans?
For what?
Food. I trust your answer. Your answer this is going to carry a lot of water with me.
We went to Willie Mays Whiskey House. It's the best fried chicken in the country.
Willie Mays, yeah. Yep, of course.
That place is great.
Is that right by there, the casino?
We went, and my nephew Andrew found this place called Bearcat. It was the best breakfast I've ever had in my entire life.
I've been to Bearcat.
It's like it was.
It's like hidden, but it's like right. It's not. It's like very close to the main drag.
No,
it's not
you
on the main
walk
drag.
a little bit. It's down near the aquarium, like the port to the left and stuff. But yeah,
I can't remember what I had. I might have had like biscuits and gravy.
And then my favorite,
you got the andouille sausage.
My favorite dive bar is the Aaron Rose. Is the Aaron Rose the best dive bar out there?
Okay. Aaron Rose. That's on Bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to the rally though. You know that Captain Rally guy.
The Pride is the Pride rally.
The Redskin game. The Redskin game. We went to the Captain Rally and we took over Pat O'Brien's. There was like 700 Redskin fans in there, Get Commanders fans in there.
That's
crazy.
That's great.
So it was awesome.
We will do that again. We don't play the Saints this year, I don't believe.
No.
Nope.
Even though, by the way, this is just how warped my brain. I was like working too fast. I believe I put.
This is a Terrace Marshall fashion blog.
This is Terrace Marshall. Who's this? What team is this? Cam Akers signed with
the Saints.
This is the Saints.
Yeah.
We're not playing the Saints.
Why did you copy that?
I don't know why I did. And by the way, this list sucks. I mean, obviously, Cam Akers, Brandon Cooks, Donovan Peoples-Jones. I mean, look at this list. Damn it. And then, of course,
Chase Young got $51 million. Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, this is, I wish we were playing New Orleans this year, but we're not. All right. Listen, we're going to let Greg lay out the rules for us while we vamp just for a second or two. I want to ask you a couple questions while Greg is giving us the.
He laid the rules out earlier.
Did he really? Okay, let's go back.
I'm going to read them.
Yeah, I'm going to put them on the screen. So
put
tell
them
me
up.
what you're reading.
But and you can ask all the questions.
Is this the slots of the 8 or wait? Okay.
Yes.
Here's premise. Got it? Okay, go ahead and read it.
We have 17 games. One game is a random 8 of those, which the hosts will put in a slot without knowing what team comes next and can't change the slot once make choice.
Okay, so we're
I feel like I just opened up a fortune cookie.
You did indeed.
Can you explain that to me again?
Exactly. Let me tell you exactly how this is going to work. We are going to go
I don't
with.
know if that's nice.
Here's the slots. Let's go with the slots next. Go ahead, Kevin.
The slots of the 8 are, okay, this is way more explaining. One game we lose by 10+. One game we lose by 3-7. 2 games that can go either way within 3 points. I have a headache. 2 games we win by 3 to 7 points, and 1 game we win by 10 points, and 1 game we win by shutout.
Okay, all right.
Just
so
go
we're
one at a time, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So, but once we pick, I think what he's saying is once we pick a game in a slot, that slot's gone.
Yeah, gotcha.
So we don't have to like figure out
that team's out unless we play him twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Greg, I'm gonna leave that up there for a second. Ask Joe Murphy about JT in New Orleans.
Please don't.
The Gumbo Man.
Gumbo Man was great.
Are you an Acme Oysters guy?
Well, I don't need oysters.
Me neither, but I went to Acme Oysters and I had
will
you know
eat
what?
The
The line
shit
is long
out of
there.
Acme's Oysters.
Right across the street is Felix. It's just as good, and the line's not as long.
Okay. I got there. I flew in and got to my hotel at like 1 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Threw our bags in and ran out. And we got to Acme when there was 2 people in line. We were ushered in summarily. Sat at that front bar. I drank clear plastic cups of cheap beer and ate a billion charbroiled
Oh my god!
oysters.
Oh my god!
Fresh.
I'm getting aroused.
Watched the guy do it. He pulled out a tray of them, put them on a plate, give me some bread and some butter and some dip, and we were just. it was amazing. And I don't say I hate oysters. I just don't eat them. Yeah. But that was one of the best meals. And by the way, not a meal.
I love them.
It's day drinking with some beautiful, delicious
That's why
snacks.
oysters are the best.
Oh, I did forget to mention one place. There's this place called The Butcher. It's the best sandwiches in New Orleans. I would recommend that a 10 out of 10.
Okay. All right. 10 out of 10. The Butcher.
Keegan knows. He's been there. We talk about it all the time.
What would Joe Murphy say about that?
Joe's been there.
All right. So
Mahoney's Po' Boys.
Joe's seen a lot of things in New Orleans.
All right. Game 1 is at Chargers week 5. Okay. So I will say this. He put all the games into a spinner and he is randomly selecting our games. So 17 games are going to come out at us. Never.
So game one
twice.
Is Chargers.
Chargers at week 5. And in Chargers at week 5, we have to say whether or not the Chargers game at week 5, we will lose by 10, lose by 3 to 7. Either way, within 3 points, win by a touchdown or less, and win by 10 points, win by shutout. So Chargers week 5. All right, so let's just start. Are we beating the Chargers? I think we all said we were going to beat the Chargers.
Yeah, by touchdown or less.
No, I did not.
Oh,
I said we're going to lose, and I have them losing by 3 to 7. But I can give each of our answers, or else we're just all going with one.
I think we have to agree on that.
We have to decide.
I said the Chargers. I said it when we said it 2 weeks ago.
Going
I'm
there?
sticking with it. I said that's a game I think we lose.
Okay. All right.
By three.
I have Chargers in the 3 to 7 lose. Where do you guys have them?
That's fine.
I'm good with that.
No. We have to.
I know, but there's one. That's a good. We have no idea what the next game is. I think the Chargers are a game. Well, listen, we were one of the worst teams in the league
it's
against
on the
run.
road, and they're running the shit out of it at the butts.
All they do is run.
Because otherwise, I would have done within 3, which means either way, right?
Yeah,
I'm good with that. I'm good. Lose by 3 to 7.
Omari and Hampton, I believe someone on the board, it might have been Ken, who said that Hampton will be starting by week 4. I think that's probably true.
I think he'll be starting week 1. To tell you the truth.
I have a hard time disagreeing with you. All right, Chargers week 1. Chargers week 5. They're 3 to 7. What's game 2? Load us up with games, Greg, because there's a little bit of a delay on the comment side.
And there's.
While we're vamping, what was this? Oh, these were our editions. We did a show about this already.
Versus Giants, week 1.
Versus
what do we
Giants,
got?
week 1. That's a win.
Definitely a win for me.
I got to tell you,
I don't know the 4 things again. Win by 7 or more, or 7 or less.
Okay, so one team we have to shut out, and I'm looking at our list of teams. There's not a lot of shutouts on this list. I have like 2 possible candidates. We are going to get the Giants again before we finish this game. So I think that we got to shove somebody into this shutout. I'm going to go. We got to. Who else?
Shutout? There's a shutout?
We have to shut out somebody. Yeah.
Where's that written?
It's written in the rules in the Bible. Greg said it.
I don't know the rules about shutouts.
Here we go. We have to pick.
You know, we haven't had a shutout since 91, and every other team's had a shutout since 2009.
Let's just get it done.
I mean, the Giants is the only one that we can shut out. as far as I'm concerned.
I agree.
It's not even close.
All right, it has to be a shutout. All right, one game win by shutout. It's Giants.
And one game win by shutout. I didn't get the last one. All right, Giants.
Yeah, Giants week 1 is a shutout.
We can shut out Dangerous, Russell, whatchamacallit, and Jackson all at once, right? They each play a quarter. We wedge the shit out of them. Game over, shutout.
All right. Keep it coming. Keep it coming, Greg. Keep it coming. Who's your favorite?
I didn't see that last sentence.
Forget about Josh Connolly. Forget about Trey Amos. Who's your favorite addition?
I think it's the linebacker from UCLA.
Keon.
Because I think
Medrano or
Kane Medrano.
I think Jeremy Reeves is going to have to start at safety, and we're going to need that special team stud.
You do.
And I think that special team stud can be the guy Medrano.
Medrano's going to play, I think, in every passing down known to man for us.
That's true, too.
He has to.
Yeah.
That's why he's here.
At some point, I think we start phasing Reeves out of our base packages.
He just said we're going to find out if he's more Frankie Louvu or Jeremy Chin. That's what our defensive coordinator said about Kane Medrano. He goes, what I want to find out here at rookie camp and at the mini camp is he more? I got to find out. Yep. So they're not saying
the way they were talking about Reeves at safety during this camp. I think he's going to be the starter with Quan.
We'll see. Well, no, it's not Will Harris.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, Harris can play corner also. He can play slot. He can go out wide. He's a tool. So we're going to use all these guys differently. But here we go. Vikings week 14, boys.
Vikings week 14. We got to slot somebody in to a. I think we're going to win this game. And the options for winning are games that could go either way by 3 or games we win by 3 or 7. That's 4 games. We have 4 chances in this 8. 2 already gone. So we have 4 out of 6 wins. We can say
a
wins.
W. I don't think this is a
W. And I think it's a 3-7.
I think I would say that too.
3-7 W is we're in the books for a 3-7 W. What's our 4th of this 8? I like the randomness because this also means like we can't go back on our word.
That also means I'm drinking far too much whiskey.
It does. Oh, we're only 44 minutes into the show.
What the fudge are you talking about?
That's a lie.
I was about to say. Didn't we start at like 9:05?
My ass cheeks are falling asleep.
Yeah.
I know.
I hope the audience isn't, but these cheeks. Seahawks, week 9, MNF.
That's a win.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 3 or 7.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. We're done. Are we done with 3 or 7?
Yes, we are.
So now our only wins that we can pencil in at this point in time are games that can go either way by 3 points or a 10-point win.
How many total games are we doing?
8. There's 8 here.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So Greg, just pump them out, and we'll just put them on the screen as you go.
Pump it up.
So we did Monday Night Football, Seahawks,
Cowboys.
The next one is.
Cowboys week 7.
That's a win. I think that's a win by 10.
Do we have to do a win by 10?
We have one game we have to win by 10. Who else?
I mean, the other Giants game will be win by 10.
After last year,
I agree.
And what we did.
But we don't know if we're going to get the Giants game in this batch.
Or the Miami. I think we can win by 10, but that's just me.
We don't know if we're going to get this batch. By the way, here's the deal. Where are we at in terms of losses? We already picked...
One loss.
We picked
Chargers.
a loss by... We have to lose by 10 to somebody. And we have to lose by 3-7 to the Chargers.
10 will be the Eagles if we get them. But
all right.
All right. Cowboys week 7. I'm saying either within 3.
I'm good with that.
I'm fine with that. It's a win. Keeps us.
Then we got the Bears week 6.
Oh, that's our win by 10. Give me that one. We got to swing it. I went to the first game 3 years ago. We got absolutely run out of our own building. Last year, we won at the buzzer. This year, we win by 10. How about that?
I'm in.
I'm good with that.
All right, what's next, Greg?
Let me know. Left. We got to lose by 10 and either way.
And either way.
3.
And who knows? We might have to take we might have to take a terrible loss. We have to take a terrible loss.
Well, anyone that beats us by 10 is going to be a terrible loss. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
still want it to be
as
Dallas.
long as it's not in our division or in our conference, it'll be fine.
Yeah, give me a Denver.
All right, Eagles week 16.
That's it.
All right, we'll lose by 10 there. I don't
mind you losing by 10 2 weeks before the playoffs start.
Yeah, as long as we're looking good.
Have that one, Eagles.
Yeah.
Which means that whatever this is a either way.
It's an either way. We're going to say we're going to win by within 3, whoever it is. I'm interested to know what it because he's an honest broker, so he shuffled them all up pretty good. So who knows? And he predetermined it. Chiefs Monday Night Football, great game to be a 3-point one way or the other. We think we're going to win that game. I love it. That's fantastic. All right, now tell me about the 9, Greg. Is it the same rules for the 9? Because we have 9 games left.
Oh, so we have to pick 9 more games?
We have to pick 9 more games.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. That's why I'm just going to put a teeny bit more ice in this cup right here. All right, so I just got to tell me what the rule is for the 9 because we need to have.
I just saw that Nubbinson fly across the.
I don't know the rules.
Here we go.
Is it the same rules?
These 9 slide as 1.
Okay, go ahead.
Super Bowl contender, SB. 2, playoff teams, playoff.
Yep, playoff.
3, middle of the pack, middies. 2, not so good, beasters. And 1, contender.
They're the number 1. They're in the running for the number 1 pick overall.
Number 1 contender.
All right, so Greg, just roll them out. Just shoot them out there, and we will slot these 9 teams in those categories. So we don't have to worry about whether we're winning or losing. This is more
just a slot thing.
We're more we're judging. We're being judgy. This is all about being judgy. Let's see here. All right. Let's go. What do we got?
Raiders, John.
Raiders? Oof.
Not so good, I'm thinking, right?
So they're not better than the Chiefs. I don't think they're better than the Chargers. I don't think they're better than the Denver Broncos. So they're either not so good or number 1 pick contender. Of the teams that we have left, let's look at this hard because we have
Giants,
1 team left.
Giants.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
That's there. We'll say the middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack.
We have 3 of those.
Yes, Raiders.
Raiders are middle of the pack.
Mids.
We got 2 of those.
Middies. These are middies.
By the way, that's a catch-all. That's like Chance and Yahtzee. We have to be careful how much we use those. Are you a Yahtzee guy?
I love Yahtzee.
Your Chance, you have to really. I mean, you don't just
Chance. You gotta wait.
Wait.
You gotta
wait.
You don't just want to,
especially if you got
use
6s left.
Yes, of course. So the middle of the pack. That's our chance category.
Dolphins.
Oh gosh,
Dolphins.
They're not so good.
Definitely not so good.
They're not a playoff team. They're not a contender.
No, I agree. They're so Dolphin.
They wish they were middle of the pack, but they're just not so good.
How many of those do we have? 2.
So we have 2 mid. Yeah. We have 2 not so goods. We have 3 mids. We have 2 playoffs. 1 number 1 contender and 1 Super Bowl contender. Right?
Yep. All right. Dolphins are not so good.
Yeah, we got them in the beasters.
Who's next?
The Broncos.
I say playoff team.
I'm good with that.
That's fine with me.
Yep.
Especially since we're relegating the Dolphins. So glad. By the way, that there are random. I think they're our 17th this year. They're our 17th game.
Who?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins?
We play them. They finished the same place in their division, I guess, as we did, and they're like our extra game. I'm sure there's a rhyme and reason to it. I just don't know it because I'm not very smart.
Eagles. I think we all know.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's who we're trying to get by, and I don't think there's any way around it. They're going to be right there. And
bam.
Turds.
All right, who's after Eagles?
We've closed out the Super Bowl portion of the evening.
Dun, dun, dun. We're going to...
Dun, 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 dun. By the way, shout out Andrew Vines in here with Keegan Tier, and there's no nudity. Shocker.
Very shocking.
I'm shocked.
Oh, there we go. I think we got the number 1 contender, the Lions.
No.
Wait,
the
they're
number 1 contender
playoff
for the
team.
first pick.
Yes, they're a playoff team.
Yeah, playoff.
I'm not very good at reading.
So we have.
Yes, we're done with that.
We're done with playoff teams. We're done with Super Bowl contenders. We're done with nothing else. Who's next? So we have 4 more teams left.
We need the poopiest. We need one beaster, and we need 2 middies.
Dun, 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 dun,
That Lions game could be a fun-ass game.
It's going to be fun.
For everybody in the country, in the world. We're going to be part of it. I know we have a bunch of them. All right, Giants. I think we know.
Number 1 pick, Giants. You are on the clock.
NYG.
Starting now.
All right, so we got 2 middle of the pack.
Another Manning plays.
And then one?
Eli's
one middle,
nephew goes to New York next year. Arch first. Arch goes to the Giants. You kidding me?
Yeah, that would actually really piss me off.
Holy shit.
How many Mannings can they get?
I don't know.
Another one?
They're going to get a fast one. All right, the Falcons.
Falcons, I'm going to say, what do we have left?
We have them.
2 middies.
Yeah, 2 middies.
And 1 not so good.
That's 3 teams.
Seattle, Kansas City, and the Falcons. So Seattle and Kansas City after that.
That's all we have left?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think... So we have Seattle and Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shoot.
Are we going to call out the big soft panics here?
I guess we have to call them middle of the pack, right? Wait, who's not so good?
I think.
No, Seattle's not so good.
Really?
Yeah. All right. So Greg, we're
middle of the pack then.
Unfortunately, we have to go Falcons middle of the pack, Seattle not so good, Kansas City playoff team, right?
No, Kansas City middle of the pack. That's all we have left.
Oh, sorry, Kansas City.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. It's like the South Park episode where BP's like, sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm
Are
sorry.
you a South Park guy?
I'm sorry.
I am not a South Park guy.
I know you're not either. Sorry. I know someone out there is. They know exactly what I'm saying. I appreciate that.
And if you don't, please also say sorry.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Let's see. Let's get this off there. There we go.
But no, Greg hit us up with the Packers, bro.
We didn't do
what
Packers.
Are you guys
we
talking
didn't do Packers.
About? Wait, what?
Seattle and KC were in the other bracket, guys.
Oh, they were.
So I'm not sure why I was listening to you, but
Jesus.
Yeah, why are you listening to us?
Packers
playoff team.
Playoff. No, we don't have that.
Don't have any, so it's mid.
Packers is middle of the pack. Yep.
Well, for goodness sake.
And then we have one left, right?
Here I am, just trusting.
That's why
you.
I wanted the Falcons is the not so good.
And you want to be my fantasy commissioner?
No, do not at all. That's the worst job. Your league is so bad. I don't want to do that.
So the Falcons are the beasters?
That's why I don't drink during drafts.
Yeah.
I stopped. I quit years ago.
No, we got.
So what's the last team then?
I mean, we have another Philadelphia.
It's Dallas. It's another Dallas, isn't it?
Not so good, Dallas.
Not so good.
Ah, phew.
Sorry, Dallas. I'm sorry.
I'm over here keeping track, keeping stats, and next thing you know, all hell breaks loose.
Sorry. I really thought I'm not paying attention.
No, it's Keegan's
No, John,
fault.
we always blame Ken. We never blame the guest.
Yeah.
Or me.
Yeah.
Either one of us is 50-50. I'll take 50.
That's funny.
Although I didn't do anything wrong.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That was 17. I just did the whole list, dude.
All right, we got this. All right, good. All right. What are we doing next week? We're talking to Matt Harris about the latest and greatest. We're gonna. You know what? He is I think he said his favorite Redskins were like Portis, that era of skins, like the 2000. Sean Taylor, obviously. That's where he lived. Is 2000 to 2000. That era was probably his best.
Then those two men definitely gave him a shit ton of hope, like
Yeah.
they did for the three. They did for the three of us.
Yep.
So we should all get along just famously.
Let's talk. When we come back next week, we're going to take a break from stuff like this, and we're going to talk Redskins. Next week, let's make next week a Redskins show. I was talking to my dad about this, Kev. You'll appreciate this, I think, because we grew up as Redskins fans. We say Redskins not out of disrespect or to be confrontational, just all we've ever known. And I think that the whole pushback against everything that's happened when we changed our names, this is our third name in 6 years. So that's the terribleness of our franchise, recent past. The beautiful part about the Washington Commanders is two things. One, they said that's going to be the name. Two, they drafted Jaden Daniels. They put a team on the field this year that went to the NFC Championship game. I told my dad, I was like, you know what? I know we said this on the show. I call them the Commanders out of respect for Josh Harris and Adam Peters, for Terry McLaurin, for Deron Payne and Jaden Daniels.
I just
say
because you're kind of supposed to.
Yeah, it's just the name. And I don't say Redskins for anything else. But let's make next week a Redskins show. Let's talk Redskins. Let's talk old school Redskins. Let's dig in. Let's dig into the messy past and the beautiful past. Let's talk about all, because there's great players.
I'm going to wear my booty ass coaching shorts and a tankini.
Yes. Redskins Tuesday next week. We're talking Redskins, and that's going to be a fun night in the basement. Washington Redskins. That's how we were raised. That's what we were brought up on. What else can I tell you? What a great night in the basement with Johnny.
No, thank you guys for having me. It was awesome.
That was very cool, man. Like sitting down here with my cousin and Ken, and come on, Tuesday night.
It was fun.
That was fun. And by the way, you can watch this shit. We can watch this over and over again next season and be like, look how smart and stupid we all are at the same time.
Definitely going to be stupid on a lot of them.
But also it'll be fun to see which ones hit and miss. Yeah. It's just what happens all the time. And it's like a 51, 52% at the best and 47, 48 at the worst. So why not sit here and shoot and talk all this shit?
Exactly.
Rondale Moore, Terrace Marshall.
Stop.
We love it.
Stop.
There's another man I'm in love with. He was an undrafted rookie free agent out of Louisiana. Can't find Monroe State.
I'm now on the record saying these guys are done. So I can't be right anymore. If they do well, I can't be right.
Them is because you brought them to life. So.
No, they were both cut and they were both added by teams we're playing.
You don't think that Ken did a big spreadsheet about Adam Archuleta the day we signed him, only to be deleted in perpetuity?
His wife was a Playboy centerfold. Jennifer
the day
Walcott.
His wife said, I think he broke his wiener and my hip. Remember?
Yeah.
There was a hip breaking. I was like, oh, God.
It was maybe the worst signing ever, besides Stubblefield.
Of course, Stubblefield. Plus, John was there the day he one-eyed me.
We signed. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
T was there too, right?
No, Brendan.
That was Brendan, yeah.
Old Muffy?
Old Stubby.
Bro, he stalked me in the building.
He was wearing a towel, by the way, too.
He kept, everywhere I was, he was in the towel staring at me, and he asked me if he thought I was someone else. The old mistaken identity Stubblefield case.
In the car, I've never laughed harder in my entire life.
It was so uncomfortable. I was like, I think and by the way, I can't imagine what role that someone else played in his life.
Yeah.
To cause him to chase me around a towel over the goddamn campus.
Hey, get back here. Get back here.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, God. It was.
Ask me about my wiener.
Bro.
He didn't do that. But he would here's the wall. He'd turn around like this.
Hey, how's it going?
Stare out.
Bro. Did he do Keegan style dick tricks? Did he pull it around the corner and be like, hey, telescope?
Yeah. He was like, watch me lie here and collect all these monies.
Exactly.
With my dick out. Best dick trick ever.
It's a huge.
Best one ever. It was $100 million dick trick. It wins. It wins.
He won.
Good for you, Dan.
Ainsworth taught him everything he knew.
We love you guys. First the Munster incident, now the Italian. Yeah, it's true. That's a fact. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being with us on a Tuesday night. We're back in 7 days to talk Washington Redskins with Matt Harris. Thanks, John Tier. We are, by the way,
thank you guys,
man.
We are still live. Let's let EO take us out in style the way he always does. Where is it?
And I love how the board always warns us we're still live. They don't want us to whisper anything.
Here we go. We're still live. See you next week. Thank God it's Tuesday.
Thank you all. All you guys are the best, man.
Thanks, guys.
I think John's whispering he has to go take a dump, but I'm not that good at this anymore. Oh, no, it's real.
Are you pooping?
He's
not in the closet. That's a closet.
John's very polite. It could just be a loud fart.
That's true.
He doesn't want us to hear it.
Does he always take off all his clothes before he?
I don't know, but I do appreciate the one cheek pull.
That makes
it come out silent.